everyone, welcome to Here by Wendy. Today I've got another little tutorial for you, following on from the last tutorial that we did. This tutorial is also a plait based updo. So it's nice and simple for you. All we need to do is 2 plaits. So here we go. Here's my model. I've already prepped her hair today. We've prepped it with a little bit of the Puff Me texture powder. You can get that at Sally's, or we sell it in the salon as well. But any texture powder will do. We just like this professional one. So I'm going to split her hair into 2 fairly even bunches. We've given her a little brush through already. Doesn't matter that the parting's not straight, because we need it to be quite organic really. And if it's a bit messy, it helps the braids join together. So split your sections into 3 and just make a normal 3-strand plait. They don't have to be tight or anything, because we're going to do a deconstructed updo just like we did yesterday. So there we go, nearly to the bottom, and just secure. Wrap around your elastic a couple of times. Okay. So here we go. This is the other side. So just split it into 3 fairly even sections and just make a normal, everyday 3-strand plait. Like when you were at school and your mum used to put your hair in pigtails for you. There's nothing any more complicated than that. That's why I love these updos. They're great. Anybody can do them. And it looks like you've done so much work and you really haven't. So there we go, that's our other plait. You can pull them out a little bit before you start doing anything with them if you want to. If your hair's very fine or you want it really messy and big. So we'll just pull these out a little bit before we start doing anything. Just pinch and pull, or sometimes if you ever see anything on YouTube, it's called pancaking. There we are, so we've just fattened those out a little bit. Doesn't matter which order you do them in, you have to roll one the opposite way to the other. So we're just going to roll that up, and that one's actually in an anti-clockwise direction. Just excuse me a minute. And secure with a couple of grips. Don't open the grips. They grip a lot better if you don't, and because we need to deconstruct this plait afterwards, if they're in too tight, if you've opened them up, you can't really pull the hair and separate it. There we go, so that's another one. So we're rounding up again. But this time, this one needs to go in a clockwise direction. Just like that. So now, she's looking a bit like Princess Leia or Heidi, whichever you want, which is not too good. So just stabbing those in there, crisscross the grips for a little extra security. Top tip is always to use really good quality grips. The cheap ones will just bend and they're awful. So now we've got our 2 Princess Leia or Heidi buns. If you just get, it doesn't matter which way you do it, but stab it through one section and then through the other plait as well, and then hook it back on itself just to get them to join together nicely. So there we go. So that's okay, but it's not very exciting. So now we're going to start and pull it apart. You can put a few more grips in if you want to, just to make it nice and secure. or sometimes you might find that it's looking a bit baggy at the bottom, but that seems fairly firm. So now we're just going to pull her apart. So I have already prepped her hair with the texture powder, so she's okay. Her hair's nice and dirty, so to speak. That's why years ago hairdressers would very often say to you, don't wash your hair if you're having an updo. But now it doesn't really matter because we've got so many great products. If you've got any little messy bits and you don't like them, just get a little grip, wrap it round and tuck it in and hide it. Another top tip for you as well is if it's a small section, use a little grip or pin, and for a large section, use a larger grip or pin. Just makes sense really, and it's designed for the job. Yeah, this is one of those things that we can't really rush. It's all about, you know, trying to get it to look quite even and symmetrical. And you can pull it apart and deconstruct it as much as you want to and get her looking as boho and sort of sexy as you want to. Just depends what kind of look you're going for. If it's a formal or it could be a prom, you might want to be a bit neat and tidy. Or if it's a girls' night out, you want it a bit more raunchy and modern looking. Just depends. It's entirely up to you what you do with it. But like I say, a relatively quick and easy technique. No heat styling involved, so we're not doing any damage to the hair. Like I say, and just keep pulling it. Doesn't matter if your grips pop out, just tuck them back in. You know, I see we're getting quite messy, separating a little bit there, not quite loving that. So we'll just hook back together and just keep looking at it as you go along. So if you wanted to, you could always leave a few pieces out. It's entirely up to you, whatever you do. Just depends what the occasion is and the look that your model's going for. So we'll have a look at it. Just checking her for symmetry. So you don't want it to have one side that's absolutely massive and then the other one there's nothing happening. It's not a good look. That's it, and just keep pinching and pulling those plaits and deconstructing them. There's a bit of a fluffy bit and we're going a bit baggy. Another little grip. And we'll turn it to there as well. Another little grip. So you can put them wherever you want to. Yeah, I've got one side slightly bigger than the other one. So like I say, just get your grip, wrap it round, tuck it in, tighten that area up there. But it's quite a organic style, so it doesn't really matter. But wow, check her out now. She's looking hot. And it looks like we spent hours and hours in the salon and we haven't. So it's a relatively quick and easy updo. Nice little bit of detailing on the side for you as well. And just looking really, really good. Just excuse me while I sort the tripod out. Now, if you need a bit more texture on the top of the model's head, if you just hold the shingle at the back and just pull the top, just like we did on the other tutorial, just to give you a little bit more modern texture and interest on the top. There we go. And if she's going to a wedding or a formal or something like that, we could always add a few nice accessories. So today we've got some little starfish, which would be nice for a wedding or an evening do. Just nice and glittery. and just stab them in. Another tip is if you are adding accessories, for some reason they always look much better in odd numbers. So 3, 5, 7, 9, whichever. That's better. Yeah, there we go. So that's it. That's our look for today. I hope everybody's enjoyed the tutorial. Please give me a like and share with all your friends. You can find me on facebook.com/Wendy Hairdresser. Oh no, that's me one. All right, thank you anyway. Thanks a lot. Goodbye.